So there's quite a few queries that you can ask children to carry out and then interpret the results of those. So some of those, for example, to begin with, you may just ask things like how many people over 40 are involved in accidents, because then they try and have to make use of the greater than for age. And then you can ask them to compare results. So, for example, how many passengers and drivers are injured, and then are you safer being a passenger or a driver, and why? And really kind of basing that on the data. But then they can broaden that out if you so wish. And then there are other things that you can do, like working out how many travel by car, by foot, by moped or motorcycle, and then what's the safest mode of transport. And then you can do the same for rain and months of the year, and whether you're safer being a passenger or not. So there's quite a lot of stuff that you can do just thinking about the data that's presented there. And in fact, you can do that with any of the data files that Flexidata makes available. The other thing that the Flexidata package offers us, or any data handling package would actually, is the ability to show the data in a graphical format. So, for example, one of the things you might want to do is to figure out whether which day of the week it's better to be a passenger or to be travelling by foot based on this particular data. And so we can draw a graph to show that or try to figure that out. And a good way of doing that is just to use the report option here and then choose a new page, and that will give us the option of inserting a graph or various frequency tables, etc. So the data it still exists over here if we wanted to query it, but we've got a new page over here to put our graph on, and we can have as many new pages in our report as we want. So if we just insert a graph, and we'll just do a straightforward bar chart, and we'll just do it on the status of the person travelling. And so this will draw us a 3D graph showing us the three ways, or the three categories that the people brought into the hospital were categorized into. So if I now right click on this, there's a couple of things I want to do. First is to just make it into a 2D chart, because it's easier to read then. And then I'm just going to right click and add a second field. So I'm just going to do field and second, and this time add the day of the week to this data. It shows it in block bars like this, but to make it more usable, again, I'm going to right click and go to graph settings, and this time I want to choose just multiple bars for each first field, and then say OK. And so that may be more straightforward for some people to read. And so we can have a look, and it's got the key at the bottom for each of the days of the week. So passengers are kind of interesting. Most passengers are injured on a Sunday because probably most people are out walking then, or when this data was collected, that was the case. And so it's just a nice way of actually being able to show the data. You can also insert text into this particular page of the report here, and this will allow children to type an explanation, so the reason why, etc. And that will be saved as part of this particular report, and then it can be printed. So to save this, if you just say save the report, and then you can just save the report file, navigate to whichever folder you need to save the report file to, and that's saved. So in the next video we'll just look at how to actually create your own data file as a template file, and then have the children typing in their own data and then merging it together as one.